So in this video, I'll go through adding an event into your group. Because we've covered more of the common information when we talked about a news item, I'll really just focus on those aspects of an event that are different from all other content types. So back on our group, assuming we're logged in and have authority to do so, I can either add my event from the Add New Item menu, or I can click on this shortcut code down here. Once I get to my events, it looks very similar to most other content types. I have a title again, and a summary. And then I also, for events, we have a start and an end time. So in this particular case, I can choose a particular day and a particular time on that day. In most cases, you'd expect that most events would start and end on the same day, a number of hours apart. I can set my event to either be a whole day event, in which case it only has a date, and I can also have it as an open-ended event, in which case it's a bit like a news item really, it just has a start time. Another new feature is that we can set up recurring events, and this is quite powerful actually. So we can add recurrences. They can either be daily, special weekday type occurrences, weekly. I can even choose particular days of the week if I want, or I can go for monthly or yearly repetitions. Now, when I do add these items, when I do set up repetitions, the system will automatically show me the dates that the event is going to recur. I can set the number of occurrences, or I can have it continue until a particular date if I like. Now, although you can set any number here or any amount of time, I would generally recommend that you keep it to no more than about 50 occurrences and no more than maybe perhaps a year or two in advance. We find that recurring events do tend to clutter the system a little bit, and they can sometimes run on long after the event was meant to continue to run. So be a bit careful about doing this. The other thing to note is that each one of these occurrences is an absolutely identical copy of the first event. So this might be handy, it might be useful, but if you perhaps have a weekly meeting at which there are perhaps different speakers every event, it would probably be more practical to actually create a separate event for each of those, because that way you can update them separately and put the appropriate information for those events. You can actually delete individual occurrences out of the sequence if you want, and you can even add individual occurrences into the sequence. So it's quite a powerful tool to be able to arrange a sequence and then edit those. Okay, so I've got to change this to a future date. So there I've got my date set. So now I can save this. And what that does is that actually it doesn't save the whole event, it just saves my occurrences. I've still got the rest of my detail above, and so now I can also add in some additional properties. I've got location, attendees, contact name, email address. All of these will be displayed on the event listing. All of them are completely optional. And then I can also put in a contact name and email address if I want. And again, a rich text body of content. If I particularly want to type that in there, I can put in my usual paragraph of content. And again, also a lead image is optional. Lead images certainly help because of the way we display events and news items on the site. We would strongly encourage you to try and find an appropriate image every time you put content on the site. It really does enhance the way they're displayed and make them more attractive to visitors. So if you are able to find images for your events and news items, then I'd certainly encourage you to add them in. So here we have our event listing. Again, this particular one, because it has occurrences, it shows all of the different occurrences with links to those. The body text. Again, don't forget to share this on the social networks. And also, of course, don't forget to publish it. At the moment it's in private state, so I'll publish this news item, and now that will show up. So if I go back to the home page of my group, I can see previous news items I've added and also an event. Again, I'm using the same image on all of them, but you can see how they show up. Okay. So again, just a quick summary. Make sure you set the title and summary on the text. That's very important. Don't forget to use keywords, which I forgot to do in that demo. And also make sure, if you can, add an image of the right format, and don't forget to publish.